It's just Lena.
It's your boy D.
I'm sorry. We're in a homeroom with Smooth. Class is now in
Yo, what's up? It's the Homeroom with Smooth podcast.
Hey.
And I got with me my boy Frankie. What's good, bro?
Oh, good. I'm excited for this. Well, this trip down memory lane, but on the other side of the curtain.
Yeah. This is straight Wizard of Oz. Don't look behind the curtain type stuff because Nickelodeon has been exposed. All right, they've been exposed. This is episode number 314. They've been exposed.
Man, it is crazy. It's weird because we always hear it, and that show business is one of the most demanding, I guess, occupations. And we're seeing, I guess, the effect it has on people. And I think with us, we see, they're making millions of dollars or faces everywhere like that too. So just shut up and deal with it. And it's
Right.
and it shows that some shit some stuff's not right.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I want to be clear, like, and I want to preface this whole conversation with, in no way, shape, or form, anything I or he has to say will be like victim blaming type stuff, because all of these, we're talking about kids.
Yes.
In this scenario, we're talking about kids. So none of this, even if it sounds kind of like, we're not doing that. We're not trying to do that because these are kids in all these scenarios.
Yeah, this is,
scary. So yeah, so who do you want to start with, man? Because it's a lot of people. It's a lot of freaking people. So you want to start with Drake Bell and Brian Peck? Like,
yeah,
let's just get that out the way, because that's
with Drake Bell, which is crazy because even after, let's start with Drake Bell.
Yeah, okay. So Drake Bell, all right, he already had filed a suit against Brian Peck and won, but his name was obscure. It was anonymous in the lawsuit. So he recently came out in the Quiet on the Set documentary, which exposed all this stuff. He recently came out and said that was me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the person that Brian Peck did that to, and Brian Peck was his vocal coach. And needless to say, like, he went way too far. He went beyond the scope of duty. You know what I'm saying? He was doing things to Drake that should have never been done. Like, who, a child? Like, yeah, go ahead, bro.
It's okay. So there is a lot. There's a lot to unpack too, and that's what it's.
Yeah.
Of course, he used his position to get what he wants, and I feel bad that, like I said, Drake Bell kind of had to endure all this as well, and it looks like he didn't know where to go, because even his co-star didn't even know, like until the documentary came out. So I feel bad that he did that, but but what you said, this was a child, and it's not like a 17-year-old child. These were 14, 15 years old too. So like I said, one sick, just sick, and it's like there's a line that you cannot cross, and that's the thing too. Like, kids can't even drive.
Yeah.
Like, there's and I know we say that, especially when they're closer to age, we say that, hey, the line's kind of blurred when you're within that 4-year gap, or people they can pose as older than what they are, because they're a lot more independent. They have, so like I said, they're able to drive, they're able to go places, they're able to do this, they're able to sign for stuff, you can get emancipated, all those different things that pretty much, curfews don't apply to you. So so you're a kid, but you're masquerading as an adult. At the time, Drake Bell could not even do that. And that's what makes it even more disgusting. So it was like he was freaking helpless. and he's trying to further his career, and this person is taking advantage of him, and seems like he's forcing, you know, and it seems like it wasn't even like he was
Yeah.
forcing him to do stuff. He was forcing him to sit back while he got stuff done to him, which is even degrading and humiliating. And yeah, and it's just sick. And then it's even so like it makes me mad because if you look at all the charges Brian Peck got,
Right.
like he pleaded no contest and everything too. But then after all this, he still got a job on a Disney set.
But I mean, I would almost say that's a prerequisite to work at Disney. Like, Art, do you like kids? Like,
Not
do you like kids a lot?
Not like that though. No, but no, he had to register as a sex offender, and Disney freaking still hired him for the was it The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody?
Yeah.
Which was
And he's just a vocal coach. You would have thought he was like Steven Spielberg. The way they rushed to hire him again.
Yeah, no, because it was something else too. And I guess even and I guess and he had no interaction with that's the thing. And maybe, well, one, a company like Disney needs to have better background checks, because I guess once they found out, or they said they found out about his conviction, they fired him, and then because he was doing voiceover work, and then they redid the voiceover work too. But it's like,
Oh,
but that's the thing. They hired a registered sex offender to work on a children's show,
yeah, that doesn't even make sense. Like,
and he was registered for molesting children. It wasn't like he was like. And that's the thing. It wasn't like he had issues of containing himself around women his own age. It was
Yeah.
he was a registered sex offender for doing lewd acts to children, and they're like, yo, let's give him Dylan and Cole Sprouse.
Yeah, let's give him some more young boys. I'm sure that'll be great. I'm sure that'll help him get through this.
That whole thing, and then I think, and then the other stuff is too is like, and then Peck trying to beat the charges as well too, tried to ruin freaking the lives of other people as well too, because I know he got was it like Ryder Strong and Will Friedle from Boy Meets World, and then he played freaking what did he play? He played Cyclops in X-Men movies. Got them to go write him a letter on his behalf, because they probably didn't know all the charges, because since it was a minor, a lot of stuff was just closed down too.
Yeah.
But it's like, and because I guess he had a good relationships with him in the past. So, and that's the thing, they weren't writing they weren't writing saying that he didn't do these things. They're writing about his good character and the good interactions with him. But it's like, if you freaking did it, especially because you're saying no contest, or you're saying, oh well, like, I'm not saying I didn't do it. Like, I'm not saying I did it, but I didn't do it. But then you're gonna have people go up to bat for you for stuff to lose. So now that's the thing. So not only are you a disgusting human being,
yep,
you want to go ahead and take down other people with stuff to lose. So now they're like, now you rock with the child molester. And they're like, no, I was just saying that he was really good at his job and driven like that, and help me get to where I am. That's what someone's, because they don't know what's going on. So like, you blindsided them. So like, luckily they were able to come back and said, hey, I was on the wrong side of the courtroom. I didn't know the charge like that too. I was misled. And then luckily for them, because of the nature of the case, a lot of stuff, because it dealt with a minor, a lot of that stuff was not available to them. But a lot of people, they don't see that. And Brian Peck's a nasty.
My thing is, why is Dan Schroeder getting all the heat from this if Brian Peck is the actual like perpetrator?
Because it happened on Dan Schneider's watch, and it is, and there's things that Schneider did which they're saying he was demeaning, he was condescending, he was disrespectful, he anger outburst, and then maybe trying to be good too. So he's like, hey, like, especially the girls that were of age, saying, hey, give me like a massage or whatnot. So he was fostering an environment where this happened, and then and then he was also not a saint as well too. So I think it's mostly because this was all under his control, and he was there the longest too. Because and then even like with this happening, everything with Brian Peck should have been a wake up call, and he still wanted to be a scumbag. So I think that's the reason why he's getting more he's getting more of the blunt, and that too. And when Brian Peck, he for lack of a better term, and I'm not saying it's right, he did his time.
Yeah.
So it was the justice system handled this, right? And I guess that's strike one, that's on you. So now we're putting a closer eye on you. But it's like, oh, now for because 2018 was when he was let go. Brian Peck went to
Mhm.
prison in 2004. So from 2004
Wow.
to 2018, Schneider was still letting bad stuff happen. So I guess so probably just the duration. So even though Brian Peck is a lot more, what he does is a lot more egregious.
Yeah.
Brian Peck was also doing bad stuff for almost 20 years. And I think that's the reason why they're like, hey, come on.
Yeah, that does make sense. That does make sense. And for like I just I really feel for Drake, man. But I do want to say this about Dan Snyder though. Like I feel like Dan Snyder, like even though his interview was good, like it was a good like it's poorly timed. Like poorly timed. Like
Mhm,
you can't put this out when everyone's polarized against you thinking it's
mhm,
going to soften the blow. It's not.
mhm,
People don't have that mental wherewithal to put their emotions down. This literally drove people's emotions to the highest level possible,
mhm,
right? You're talking about hurting some of their childhood start like people had like a parasocial relationship with these people.
mhm,
Some people like they literally came home, they grew up with these people day after day after day. And then now you want to put out this interview and you're thinking it's cool or cute, you know what I'm saying? And the thing I didn't like about this, and this is a whole nother thing, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Is the guy that interviewed him, you know what I'm saying, and tried to help him soften the blow because he's his friend, was a
Mhm,
black dude. And then I seen another black woman, a mom, trying to speak very highly of him and defend him. And you know what it gave me, man? It gave me
mhm.
R. Kelly vibes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Oh,
just like, I'm like, is this a community problem? Is this us? Is this who we are?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we defend these types of people, we defend this type of behavior. Like
Mhm,
what is really going on in our community where we want to jump in front of this bullet for people? Like what happened to us as kids to where people are like, yo, this is what we want to do.
mhm.
Like that bothered me. That bothered me. You know what I'm saying? It would have been different if he jumped on what's old girl name that be copying Funny Marco? Um
Oh,
yeah, fuck, I forget her name. Bobby Altoff.
okay.
Bobby Altoff. Like if he hopped on her show and did her show,
Mhm,
I would let it go.
yeah.
I let it go. But to see us there, like, bro, we this is one of those things where we should just stay out of it.
Well,
Just
but
put your hands up and walk away. There's no reason for you to have to jump in front of the bullet. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm,
get it. We're some of the most loving and forgiving people on the planet. But at the same time, what are you doing?
yeah.
Why are you trying to defend him? Like that's not your job. You ain't got to do that.
Mhm.
You ain't got to do that at all.
Man, and then oh, and that's why another reason for Snyder stuff, I guess. Jason Michael Handy. So that like that's the thing. That's another
Jason,
person.
Jason
Um,
Michael Ham. Oh, he did stuff too.
yeah, because he
Oh
was a production
God.
assistant, and he described himself as a pedophile and a full blown, while also sending sexually explicit photographs to a former child actress.
Oh wow. Oh okay. All right. Hey Dan, shut the fuck up. Now it's a problem. Like now you got two people on your set. Like I know like because he brought up a great argument in the fact of oh Nickelodeon, you know what I'm saying? There's all these vetting procedures to even get hired and to be on the set and blah 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 blah. But when you find that type of stuff out and you're the head guy in charge, fire him,
Yeah.
fire him, fire him. Distance yourself, distance the kids from them. Don't keep him. I'm a self-proclaimed pedophile. Oh yeah, bro. We need you on set in like 2 hours, bro. You know what I'm saying? We about to go shoot this scene. Like, no, like that don't even make sense, man. That don't even make
Well,
sense.
well, I mean, I think Handy's also in jail, but he's in jail till 2038.
Holy shit. Oh, he did some he
Yeah, he
2038. Oh yeah.
yeah,
God damn.
yeah.
What's that for us? What that'd be episode 1800?
No, it's yeah. It's bad. That's all I have to say. It is very bad. I said I haven't gone through the whole thing to see if there's other stuff, but and that's I think that's what it is. What there's smoke, there's fire, and a lot of this stuff happened on Schneider's watch, and it seemed like after his two um pedophiles, I'll call them that, were removed, it doesn't seem like more pedophiles hopped on because I think because those were both around 2004, 2000, when that happened. So it looks like he did a
Hmm.
good job at removing that, but then you still had other stuff, and it's like if you want to go ahead and demean your actors, why aren't you demeaning your I guess your other
Hmm.
workers who are doing stuff like bring that same energy. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. And I guess to then talk about so also just really quickly, and then we'll get off Drake and we'll talk about the other child actors. Um Drake also, so Josh dropped a TikTok or whatever, basically talking about like he was making a joke or whatever. Like
mm,
we don't know if it was pre-recorded and was a scheduled drop or whether it was just like he was making fun of like you don't really know. You don't really know like what Josh was doing with that video. But people were getting pissed off at him because they were like, he needs to talk about what's going on in the documentary and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I think at some point you have to be okay with people being quiet on certain things. Like,
mm,
especially when you personally know the victim and all that. I don't think you should require somebody to then like make a statement. Like, I think that's bizarre. You know what I'm saying? Like they're really talking. And Drake even said this.
mm,
He's like, Josh is really talking to me in private. Like, I think
mm.
he has like a level of respect for him where he doesn't want to drag his business out there because that's actually his friend in real
Yeah.
life.
Well,
You know?
yeah, and I think the other stuff too is like they were saying, and other people they were saying that like our set wasn't like that as well too. So they were kind of joking around like that.
They no, them dudes,
Yeah.
they're wrong.
No,
They're
and
wrong as fuck.
no, and I think that's like the other stuff as well. And I think and that's another one where they just should remain quiet. I know
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one too. It's like you said, people. It's okay to be quiet and let everything play out and then make
Hmm.
a statement. And I think because of X and TikTok and Instagram and all these platforms,
Yeah.
people want a statement right away.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's okay, and that's how the news cycle works. But it's okay to wait
Yeah.
and be like, you know what, we're gonna find out what happened, and then I'm gonna
Hmm.
issue a statement, and then they're gonna be like, even though this didn't happen on our set, thankfully, we do not condone the actions that happen on other sets. And I want to thank my team for protecting me. And I
Yep.
wish the other teams were able to do that as well too. Um,
Yep.
so, but I think, and that's, but the issue is in today's society, it's you have to pick a side right away because, like
Yeah.
was it like Christopher Massey, like his mom
Hmm.
just wanted to pick a side and said, "Oh, Schneider was great," and blah 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 like that too, because she was defending Dan Schneider, and then
Hmm.
and of course because she owes him a lot because
Yeah.
because without that her son would have been in a good position, so she has that loyalty. But and that's the thing
Yeah.
too, you could be thankful for a person did for you but still not condone the actions that they were doing. That's one of them.
Facts.
And then
Facts.
two, like
Facts.
it put her son in a spot where he had to be like, hey, like leave my mom alone please. My story will be told for me, not anyone else,
Mhm.
not my parent, not a friend, not a coworker, like me. But it was two things that like as well too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Mhm.
But yeah, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, Drake is able to like fully heal from this, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
and get the help and stuff that he needs, or continues down that path. Because I mean, that was years ago for him. He's a grown man now, but I mean, there's still a lot of trauma to unpack with things that happen like this.
Yeah.
But Amanda Bynes, Dan Snyder, you're gonna have to answer for her though, because like you gonna have to answer for that. Like y'all been real quiet. She been quiet. He been quiet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like she's like his boogeyman. He ain't bring her up and not Nan in that interview. He ain't bring her up at all. And
Mhm.
she's like she looks bad. Like I'm just gonna keep it a stack. She looks
Yeah.
bad. Like all the others, like Drake and Josh, they look reasonably put together. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Ariana Grande, who we're gonna talk about later, like she's doing fine. You know, like she just dropped an album fine. Like
Mhm.
what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like why did she have this particular outcome? You
Well,
know,
it seemed like, and the thing is, like, I was like a huge Amanda Bynes fan. I actually
same.
met Amanda Bynes, so I was like starstruck. Like she was my boo. I was like,
Hmm.
I like that too. But it's like it seemed like she had that stuff in 2012 where
Hmm.
everything kind of just happened, and which means it's kind of like before that too,
Hmm.
where where she had alcohol abuse, and that's the thing. I don't know if it was we don't know if it's all Schneider. It could have been her parents. It could have been a bunch of stuff in there as well too. But even as of recently, she is pretty much like she's like even recently she's been like in a psych hold too.
Yeah,
So there is stuff on there that she has to pack, and if you look at the stuff from the set and how Schneider was, it could stem from that, and which is crazy.
yeah, and I don't doubt it. Like I don't doubt one bit that he did something to her. You know what I'm saying? Or it was complicit in whatever happened to her because he seems to attract just the worst types of people to his sets and working environment. And it creates environments where it's just bad things happen. Like
Mhm,
who has that level of track record? How do you have two pedophiles in a row?
mhm,
Like who does that? You know,
yeah,
but and Amanda, like I again, like just like with Drake, like I hope you like finish getting the help you deserve. Like I think she's like working on something or trying to do something, like not necessarily like as a project, but like something just going on in her life. So just make sure y'all
mm,
pray for her and y'all keep her in your
yeah.
prayers. You know.
She's been like I said, it seems like where she's at a point, and at least like her last episode where she actually flagged someone from help on the side and said like, hey, like I have thought these thoughts of self-harm. But there was times where she accused she accused her of her own dad of sexual abuse.
Oh wow.
And then after that, like I said, she went back and forth, and then like she later recanted, but it is very, very scary about how she feels.
Hey bro, hold it down for me, man. I froze.
Yeah. So yeah, so and that's the thing. So Amanda Bynes, and I think that's like the most high profile version of someone going through stuff. I know she does blame her parents, but she did come out of that Nickelodeon, I guess for lack of a better term, yeah, I hate saying it, but factory, because she was child star, she blew up, and everything that's going on as well too. Um, like who else do we have on there too? Because we said them. What was it? We could go back to no more. So no more about Drake, because we're kind of over that too. Oh, people, they were mad about Josh Peck as well too,
Hmm.
because in the beginning Josh Peck was kind of quiet too, so he did what we told people to do.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, like so, and it's wait, find out what happens, and then say something. And the other thing too is he always said that
Hmm.
him and Drake weren't that close
Yeah.
as well too, which explains why he didn't know about stuff. But also, it's
Yeah.
just saying that, hey, guess what? Let me get the information before I make a statement, because that's the thing. Imagine if, and I'm not saying this is what Drake would have done, but imagine if that was more about like kind of Amanda Bynes statement where she went crazy, blamed someone, and then it happened to not be true, and then he's condemning someone else. It's like, no, let me see everything that's going down and do that. And I think that goes on to what you were saying, is that, hey, let people come out in their own time and say something when the information is out there. And I know people, they're like, oh, it's easy to come out about something when more people are on your side, but it's like, no, I'm making an educated guess, or sorry, I'm making an educated statement based on the facts that are presented to me, and making sure like it's the right thing.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Like, yeah, so I guess like with Ariana Grande, you know what I'm saying? Like all the sexually suggestive stuff he had her doing and talking about on the set, like somebody had to have known. Like, there's no way any adult was watching that and going, like, why is she saying wet like this? You know what I'm saying? Why is that the line? Why is this written this way? Why is this supposed to be delivered this way? Like, how is nobody looking at that and going, maybe we should look into this. Maybe we should change what we're doing here. Like, this isn't conducive. And it's like scene after scene after scene. You know? And I know, thinking about her, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is badly timed for her, because like she's supposed to talk about this while rolling out an album, while trying to do a tour. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, what?
I hope that they let her, they don't blast her for saying something right away. They should let her, finish what she needs, her applications, and then come back to it. My main thing, because unfortunately, and this is where there's context. There's always been adult jokes in kids shows.
Yeah, there's some
But
stuff in a lot of,
for the most part, usually, especially like with Disney, even though the person is a child, and voiceover is the person representing them is an adult. So you're not making a child perform those scenes or say those certain things. And so that's why people were like, oh, it's okay. But then it's one of those things, when you look back and look at everything, like at the time, you're like, oh, it's innocent. But then if you look at everything that happened, and that thing, like Ariana Grande saying certain things a certain way and trying to go to the next level, even like kind of like Miley Cyrus, and saying certain things would be viewed differently if we didn't find out what happened to Drake Bell, and his set wasn't so messed up. But now putting it all together, I think that's when now we're like, hey, let's put a microscope to this as well too. That, with the fact that I know someone was taking like foot pictures of people out there. Someone was trying to get massages from of age female things to do that. So now it's like we are sexualizing her as a young adult, or an older teenager, rather than making a joke. Because I remember there was a joke on That's So Raven about, and it was, I remember Raven eating a hot dog, and then Eddie, because he was talking about, because they were eating, so he was saying that his pants were getting tight. But the double entendre, Raven put this big old hot dog in her mouth, and my pants are getting tight. So like kids, like,
that's crazy.
So I'm saying, so stuff like that's always been in shows like that.
Yeah.
But then when you go ahead and you put it all together with everything that's happening, and it is, because now we're saying, if this is not funny, we are sexualizing this character, because Ariana Grande is a very beautiful woman. So now we're sexualizing her, and where we shouldn't.
Especially because she was a minor at the time.
Yes.
And that's really the whole crux of the issue. Like, why with my, like, what is y'all's thing, bruh? Like, what is really y'all think? Like, what makes you look at a kid? Like, I see kids and I immediately go, man, that's problems. I see grocery bills when I see kids. I see stress when I see kids. Like, that's all I see when I see kids. That's it. Stress and grocery bills. That's why I have none.
Mhm.
Like,
Well,
so my question is, how do you even get past that to go?
because we have a grooming stuff, we have a bunch of different things, and honestly, unfortunately, everything is so commercialized now, and the thing
Yeah.
and kids are growing up faster. So, and I think, and so if I'm looking at Schneider, or not, yeah, Schneider, because I thought I was reversing it too. Do I think he really wanted to get in bed with Ariana Grande at her age? No, but he's like, if I could exploit her, so other kids or other sickos or two other
Mhm.
people were like, oh, because the thing is, these sexualized jokes are going to lower and lower age groups, so they get it, so they're going to tune in to say like maybe she will go ahead and do this, then
Mhm.
maybe, and I think that's what they're aiming for, because unfortunately it's all about dollar signs now, and like
Mhm.
and that's the whole thing with Dan Schneider, since he put together this juggernaut of Nickelodeon television, he got away with being an asshole. He got away with doing certain things that he probably shouldn't do because he was making money.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, and I think that's what it is. So they're like, oh hey, guess what? We are making Ariana Grande freaking because she's pretty and people like her. Let's try to expand that range because hey, she might be 14, but we can make her look 17. So then and then closer to 18. So people are like turning in and like, oh, who's that? Eyes on a
Mm.
product, freaking like that too, and that's what freaking happens. And now it's like, okay, now they see her. Now
Mhm.
we need to make them stay. Let's have her say this. Let's have her say this because it's all about the dollar signs.
Mm.
And unfortunately, like we put finances over mental health, over good working conditions, over
Yep.
all the stuff a lot of times. Or we go, hey, it's okay because they're getting compensated another way, or his product is good, so let's give him more leeway.
Right.
And and that's why it goes from the top to the bottom. Like it's not just Schneider, it's the way it's Nickelodeon, and unfortunately, so you have to say who was at top, and there's two things. It's like you knew about it and you didn't care, or you didn't know about
Mhm.
it at all because you weren't checking your products, and that be an issue. And
Yeah, man.
either way, both are not cool.
Yeah, bro. Man, yeah, bro. You hit the nail on the head. You know what? I'm letting you have that final word, man. I'm letting you have that final word. So listen, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching this episode of Homeroom Smooth Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, like, follow on whatever platform and thing that you're watching the video on. You know what I'm saying? Share the video with your friends. You know what I'm saying? Repost it, like it. You know what I'm saying? Send it to somebody, whatever.
Repost, watch again, watch again, bring everybody
Yeah,
around so you guys can watch it together. Go ahead
yeah,
and interact, comment, and and you know what? It's okay to wait to formulate your opinion, but just always give support to people who need it.
amen to that. With that being said, this is episode number 314 of the Homeroom School Podcast. We up out of here. Peace.